Hey everyone, it's Tommy from the Goalie Crease Network, and today I'm extremely excited to show you guys for the first time an up-close look at the CCM Premier Pro pads. Now, not only is this still in the box, but you see a rather large box behind me because those are the new CCM Premier Pro sticks as well. So, we're going to look at both of those today, and I am extremely excited. I've had these boxes for about an hour yet, so you can imagine just how excited I've been looking at the boxes. So, let's get started. Alright, got my scissors ready. And let's see here. They're very well taped. Oh, and I can see them already. I see my name on the pads. Beautiful. And of course, I got these in my typical color scheme. So, here we go, the Premier Pro glove. Now, one of the really cool parts about the Premier set, just like Luongo said back in, I believe it was July, he said that all the gear pretty much comes broken in. So we'll take a look at that. We'll see if that's true. Alright, D3O impact protection right here in the palm. I remember seeing the original pictures, and I remember seeing this little sticker here, and I was thinking, I hope to God that this is a sticker that I can remove. There we go. Looks beautiful. You can tell that D3O foam is right here too. It's nice and puffy. Lots of protection on this side as well. Let's see here. I did get a 590 break again, since that's the one that I'm used to, so you're not going to see anything different there. I have noticed, interestingly, that a lot of NHLers are now going with the double T, including Luongo and Fleury are now going with the double T. So I maybe should have tried that this time around. I haven't really tried the double T a lot in the past. Maybe a couple gloves I've had. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones I've tried, but yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it again. Not too bad. Doesn't open up all the way. I'm going to have to use my break-in method there, so I'll do a new video for you guys there. But otherwise, not too bad at all, especially not for new. And let's just take a wander around the glove. D3O foam, very nice. Makes a nice little impression right here too for the stick to be able to go right there. And that way you can get a really good grip on the stick while you're stick handling. Looks nice. Name right here on the cuff as usual. And let's see, we have the quick release strap there, which I typically don't use anymore. And let's open it up in the back, see if there's anything different here. I don't see anything too different here. And it looks pretty much all the same that I'm used to. Nice big clip there. Very nice. This is a game ready mitt. So even though it does look pretty bulky, that is actually game ready. And you can kind of tell by how easily I'm able to open and close the glove already. So I'm really excited to use that. Looks absolutely beautiful. Not a stitch out of place that I can see. So I'm going to have to break that in a little bit later. Alright, let's go to the blocker next, since that one's on top. Looking beautiful as always. Alright, so here we go. Absolutely beautiful. Not a stitch out of place. This time I ordered it correctly too, with the white stitching and not the black stitching. Last time, if you remember when I was doing those the review videos, it looked a little bit different. And looks like they've added some D3O foam in some areas. So, one thing I will always do, I always take this little string out. That way it opens up my cuff a little bit more. But one thing that I do see that they've changed on this blocker compared to the Flex II is that at the end of the index here, I see some D3O foam right here. So that's kind of nice. A little extra finger protection. You can see it. It's that orange spot right here, right through the mesh. That looks really nice. I'll tell you what, that feels even better than the Flex II did right out of the box. Otherwise, I'm not really seeing a lot of changes which is perfectly fine for me because I think the Flex 2 blocker and usually, well, the typical Premier line blocker has really been perfect for you know, a few years now. They've made minimal changes because really you don't have to mess with perfection. So really nice. Looks like you can move that up and down still, so I'm glad to see that. I always like to move this little finger protection up a little bit out of the way of my stick, and otherwise just looks absolutely beautiful. Very nice. Alright, now here's the part that everyone's probably waiting for, the leg pads. So let's check out these. Comes in the biggest bag ever. Alright. Let's get the other one out too while we're at it. Wonderful. Alright, I can tell already not a lot has changed in the weight. This is about the same weight as my eFlex 2s. And also the Premier pads that were before this, the XLTs. So not a lot of change in weight, which is fine. I got my usual single break below the knee, and these are 35+2 pads, so that's pretty typical for me. And I absolutely love this design. That is a great design. I did go ahead and get the mostly white this time, which, I mean, my last ones were, you know, a little darker, but not completely dark, not blacked out or anything, but this is my usual color scheme. And I'm just kind of trying to look around here. Of course, the foams are going to be a little bit different this time around because the Premiers, of course, have a harder front. They're going to release those rebounds right back out of the slot, or hopefully past the slot, because you don't want those rebounds too in close, as opposed to the eFlex 2s, which are going to drop those rebounds right down in front of you. And I've really gotten used to that throughout the year, so this will be interesting to go back to this pad. Now, this pad is extremely stiff, I can tell already. In fact, this boot does not want to move. So that's going to take some real working in. I mean, I'm using pretty much all my effort, and that really doesn't want to go down. And then over here on the knee, yeah, those don't want to go down either. Not too much. But I'm not really that surprised either because I do get a straight angle brake. So this brake right here is pretty strong. So that's going to be interesting. Now this is pretty cool. They finally got the knee protection that's on the Pro pads. For example, Luongos and Flurries and stuff like that, where this little knee flap is on the outside instead of on the inside. So that's nice. I always wondered how I could get that. Comes with a little bit of Velcro so that it stays close. These I'll of course end up taking off because I use the Pro knee protection. Looks like that's just Velcroed in, so that'll be easy to remove. And let's see here. In fact, let's go ahead and remove it now so I can show you guys a little bit more of the knee area. Let's see here. It's really stuck in there. There we go. Beautiful. So that just came right out. That's nice. I of course don't use those, and that's alright. Now I do see the addition of this little flap right here. So no longer do you have tie-ins for your knee protection, but instead you have this Velcro. And then if you don't want to use this Velcro, just hide it up in this little hideaway pocket. There you go. It's kind of nice. Now you don't have to remove that entire tie-in area like I did with my eFlex 2s. Now one thing I probably will continue to do is take out this entire knee lock, which I'll do a video for you guys. That's probably my most requested video, is to remove the knee lock and show you guys how I do it. It's not that difficult, and it looks like I will be able to do it with this pad, which is why I intentionally got this specific knee lock, so I can show you guys how I do that. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems there. It is rather puffy, so if you do like to keep that knee lock there, looks like there is quite a bit of room here. They'll be pretty comfy, but as I've always said before, you don't land on the front of your face, on the front of the pad anymore, so I don't really get the point. So we'll remove that later on. Let's see here. We got Typical construction right here, looks beautiful. Below the knee strapping, my typical calf, that's the same one I have on my E-Flex 2s. And then you can remove the boot strap, which will be interesting. I'm going to try that out. That's pretty easy to remove that boot strap. So I'm really looking forward to trying that. And of course I end up taking this strap and strapping it down like that, and this is probably about where I'll keep that. And I'll kind of open it up a little bit for you guys. As you can kind of see in there, there's the Nash calf channel. Just a little bit of padding in there. And a very shallow boot, because I like the pad that rides up on my skates, and that way I get a little bit more height out of it. So that looks absolutely beautiful. Very nice logos. This one down here is actually sewn in. Very nice. I'm very impressed by the construction so far. And like I said, it's a pretty stiff pad so far, so that's going to be interesting to get used to. I mean, that's difficult. That's going to be very interesting. So let me show you the pads in comparison to my E-Flex 2s really quick before we look at the sticks. I got them right here, fortunately. All right, so I'm gonna have to lift them up for you guys. Of course, they're big pads too, so there we go. Looks pretty darn good, don't they? Nice little matching set. I'm just kind of looking at the construction here. I'll look at it with you here. No knee rolls, very flat face on the Premier, of course, which is what we expect. And then, of course, these are Extreme Flex Pro, so of course you're expecting quite a bit of flex, both up there and in the boot, which these tend to have. And the Premier line is meant to be stiffer, be more of that blocking style butterfly goalie pad. So that's going to be really interesting to try to get used to this type of a pad again. Over those E-Flex 2s, which I've really loved. So this is going to be pretty cool. Awesome. Cool. So look forward to a future review with these. And of course, I'm going to do a couple upcoming videos that you guys have requested. For example, removing this knee lock. So definitely look forward to that very soon. All right, so let's put this back and let's open the other mystery box. Alright, this one should be pretty fun too. I don't know too much about this stick. I do have, let's see, my CCM sticks. They're the CCM Pros, and I get my custom curve on those. So I'm interested to see what kind of a curve they put on these pads, or on these sticks, and then try out the new construction for the stick. Let's see, so there's one stick in here. Looks like black on blue. And it feels, so far, like it's a composite. That's a nice surprise. And I can already tell it is extremely light. Yeah, that's definitely composite. Very different. Very interesting. Reminds me a lot of the Warrior sticks. I'm trying to remember exactly which ones they were, not the Swaggers. It was a certain Warrior stick that had come out as one of the first composite sticks for Warrior. Had a beautiful feel, and it was extremely light. I didn't actually end up using that stick, but nonetheless, it felt great. I see they actually have my name on here. That's kind of nice. But that is definitely not my pattern. That's still really cool. Let's see, it looks like it's black with blue and white. I'm assuming that's blue or purple, one of the two. I have problems discerning both of those, but it looks more bluish than anything. And then let's kind of compare it to one of my existing sticks. So I had asked for 26 inches, since that's what I use on my regular sticks. So you can see here, compared to my regular 26-inch stick, this looks like probably at least a ½ inch, maybe an inch, a little bit taller. In fact, I do have a ruler. So let's just try this really quick. It is an inch taller. And let me see here if it actually tells me what size it is. It doesn't tell me what size, but that's okay. So I think one of the things I'm going to have to keep in mind for the review is whether or not this is considered a 26-inch or a 27-inch stick. Because if it is a 26-inch stick, that means you're going to be ordering higher for, let's say if you usually order a 26-inch regular foam core stick like these, you're going to be ordering a 27-inch for one of these. So it feels great. Extremely light. I mean, just incredible. It is a little end heavy because this portion right here is definitely extremely light. You can tell. Very thin. I tend to take a lot of shots in the shaft, so it'll be really interesting to see if this holds up. Really excited to see that. This has a sticky grip material right here. I don't feel any up here. Looks like it kind of starts right here. It's a little tactile right here. And then as you get closer to the grip, it definitely gets pretty grippy. And then the grip stays in through this area right here. And then again, it's pretty smooth from right here on. And then, like I said before, it's a little bit end heavy, but that's pretty typical, especially for a composite stick, because obviously all the graphite and all the composite materials are mostly in this blade and in the paddle section, as opposed to the shaft up here. So that feels absolutely great. And then, just so you guys can see, here is the blade they gave me. It looks like a mid-curve, probably a flurry. Looks like the flurry, if I remember correctly. So that'll be interesting to get used to. Rounded corners. It feels great. So I'm really excited to use this too. So definitely look forward to that in a future review and future videos too. Awesome. So got some cool gear today. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, just go ahead and post them up. Of course, it's going to take me a little bit to use them and get the reviews up. It's probably going to take me, at least a few weeks to a month to get the reviews, because I like to use the pads quite a bit in order to give you guys a really good review. You can't just give a review after 1 or 2 uses of a pad. You have to be able to use it for a while, get used to it, and then, have some successes with them, and also have some games in which you struggle. And see if any of those weird pucks, knock off of you funny, and see how that goes. But the pads are absolutely beautiful. And I'm really excited to be able to show you guys more about them, and the stick as well. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely ask any questions that you guys have, and I'll be sure to write back. So good luck, and I'll see you out on the ice.